When you hear Montessori, you might picture wooden toys, neutral colors, tiny trays, and a picture perfect shelf. It might even make you feel like you need to buy more stuff to do it right, but here is the truth. Montessori is not about what you buy, it's about how you see your child. I'm not a Montessori teacher, I'm just a mom of two who like to read and research. When I first started Montessori, I honestly had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted a calm, tidy home, so naturally I got obsessed with the shelf, the toys, and the aesthetics. But over time, something shifted. Now, when I look around our home, it's messy, the shelf is out of order, it's far from picture perfect, and I've realized that's not what matters anymore. It's been 5 years raising my two kids the Montessori way. My focus isn't on keeping everything tidy, it's on the people growing inside this space. Alina makes breakfast with me, Elijah helps with the laundry, they choose, they try, they struggle, and they succeed. They are growing into calm, confident, independent little humans, not because I taught them, but because I trusted them. Now I've realized 5 years in, Montessori at home comes down to three things that changed everything for us. But before we dive into them, I want to share one powerful idea that shaped the way I see my children: the absorbent mind. Dr. Maria Montessori believed that from birth to about age 6, children have a very special kind of mind that's not like ours. They don't learn by being taught, they learn just by being in the world. They see, hear, feel, and experience everything, and without even trying, it all gets absorbed. They're like little sponges, soaking in languages, emotions, habits, routines, everything around them. Montessori called this kind of mind the absorbent mind. At first, it works unconsciously. It happens with absolutely no effort, no awareness. It just happens and no one can stop it. Then over time, something begins to shift. Children become more conscious, more intentional. That's when we begin to see more focus, repetition, and hands-on activity. Watch your child closely. They are always doing something with their hands, turning pages, peeling off stickers, playing with dirt, using scissors. It's not random. That's how they learn, through movement, through doing. So if we want to truly support our children, not just keep them busy but really support them, we have to give them a space where they can absorb the best of what's around them. That's why the environment matters so much. It's not about toys or pretty shelves, it's about sending the message: you belong here. When I understood that, everything changed. I stopped trying to teach and started focusing on the environment. Then I stepped back and trusted the process. So remember, a mind that absorbs everything, an environment that shapes the absorption. With that in place, let's dive into the three key things that make it all work. Freedom within limits. Montessori isn't about letting kids do whatever they want, it's about structured freedom, giving children real choices within clear, respectful boundaries. In our home, Elijah can help in the kitchen and cut as many fruits as he likes. He has access to child-sized tools and everything he needs to cook and bake within reach, but he's not allowed to throw food on the floor. Alina can craft and paint freely with watercolors, pencils, and crayons, but only in the playroom. Both kids are free to help themselves to snacks, but only from their snack shelf. This balance between freedom and limits is where the magic happens. It teaches responsibility without punishment and independence without chaos. Of course, it took time. We introduced these limits gently. Yes, there were spills, reminders, and a lot of practice at first, and we're still working on things, but I can already see it's making a difference in our home. Respecting their rhythm. In a world that celebrates early walkers, early talkers, early everything, Montessori reminds us to slow down. Children don't need us to rush them, they need us to trust them. They'll walk when they're ready, talk when they're ready, and learn not because we push, but because the drive to grow is already inside them. I remember when Elijah was around 9 or 10 months old, he became obsessed with picking up the tiniest crumbs on the floor using just 2 fingers. That wasn't random. He was working on his pincer grip, a skill he would need later for writing, feeding himself, and getting dressed. And that's where we come in. We just offer little things to help build a skill, even something as simple as bits of tape stuck to the table for him to peel off. Montessori called this a sensitive period, a time when children become intensely interested in practicing certain things, like opening all the drawers or repeating the same movement over and over again. When we notice it, all we need to do is just support, because real growth doesn't need to be forced, it just needs to be allowed. So I try not to jump in when they're trying something. Sometimes the best thing we can do is step back and just let them figure it out in their own time. Follow the child. This is the principle that changed everything for me. It sounds so simple, follow the child, but to actually do it, you have to let go of your own expectations. When Alina was about 2 years old, I had no idea what toddlers were capable of. She was drawn to everything happening in the kitchen. She wanted to be part of it, so I followed her lead. I gave her a small task, simple but real. At first, I honestly thought she was gifted. I know it sounds so silly, but in that moment, she was so good. She was so focused, so determined to be part of the action. Her little fingers moved carefully, trying her best to copy what I was doing. But the truth is, she's just like any other child, full of potential if we give them the chance. That's how I started including my children in real daily tasks, not just to teach responsibility, but because they genuinely wanted to be part of real life. They help around the house, they take part in what we are doing, and they feel like they belong. That's not just good parenting, it's actually backed by research. Studies show that kids who do chores tend to grow up to be more capable, responsible, and successful adults. Not because chores are magical, but because doing real things give children a sense of purpose, a role, a voice. And when children grow up feeling like they matter, they carry that belief into the world. You might have started this video thinking, my house is too messy for Montessori, I don't have time or money for this, but I hope by now you see it a little differently. It's not about having the perfect setup, it's about how you see your child. If you are following their lead, respecting what they do, and letting them try, you are already doing it. If this resonated with you, feel free to subscribe or check out some of the other Montessori moments here on the channel. And remember, Montessori is believing in your child before the world does. 따스하게 불어오는 너란